Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Ape Escape Free Part 2. So we're heading on to the third level, which is going to be Saruman's Castle. Look at this, we're getting our first morph, the first thing we can morph into. The Fantasy Knight, the knight in shining armor that has a sword that's really do sword combos and slash combos, which is actually good. One of the best, actually is the best thing you can morph into in this game, simply because it's really powerful. It has a powerful shield, it's really well armored and protected, and I said it has a really good weapon, and there are a lot of enemies in this game. This game has way more enemies than any of the other Ape Escape games. Most of them are these robot things called Teleborgs. There's so many of them in this game, you're going to be fighting them a lot, and there's going to be a lot of combat in this game. This game probably has more like enemy combat in this game than in any other Ape Escape game ever, really. A lot of time spent in this game is destroying enemies. It almost seems like a Ratchet and Clank game almost, or something like that, where you constantly fight against these robot enemies or things like that. And some of them, these ones actually are intended to be, well, you can block them, you can block their attacks with your shield, but I'm not going to waste that right now. You only have so much energy right now with your morph gear, but now we're going to get those green things that increases the amount of time it could stay morphed, and if we're recharging, it would make the recharge process faster. And monkeys in this game tend to be a lot more aggressive than they were in previous games. Like, they can even steal your gadgets and use them against you. They can even steal your net and capture you with it, and then send you back to the workstation, or whatever it's called. And this is something we've done in previous games, where we spin around, when we swing our stun club around, then you could turn a crank or something, or a wheel or something that could be used to gain access through doors and that. There's a lot of like pushing things. A lot of the same stuff from the first two games is also in this game, so it didn't deviate far from what the first two games are. This game still very much stays true to what Ape Escape is supposed to be. It's a great 3D platform. The camera angles are not the worst, and it's actually really easy a lot of the time to make the camera. Just like in the first two games, you just press a button and the camera will position itself behind the character you're playing as. It's really easy a lot of time to see around stuff. The camera rarely ever gets stuck behind walls or stuck on stuff, unlike in Mario 64, which 3D platformers are generally notorious for having bad camera angles, but not this game. The camera angles aren't actually that bad in this game. The music in this level is really good too. There's some Russian opera song, I think it actually is a real song. I thought it was made up for this game, but I started to suspect it may have been a real song when I heard it on The Simpsons a few times. I actually heard it twice on The Simpsons. In one episode, it was a Valentine's Day episode, I think, and then there's another one, like, much later, where Bart Simpson got a driver's license and then he drove around and met this girl, and then it played this song. As I started to suspect it might be real, but it turns out a lot of the songs in this game actually are remixes of songs from everything. There's some remixes of songs from the first Ape Escape, but not an awful lot. Most of the songs in this game that are not original are remixes of, like, real classical music or classical pieces of music. Kind of stuff you'd hear on your local classical music station that the boomers listen to, or even people that are older than boomers might listen to stuff like that. So a lot of the music in this game isn't that original. So Shitrata may have been, I don't know, I'm not sure if he was really slacking off a bit if they were any of that, but he really did, he still did a really good job. The music in this game that is original is really good, and there was a lot of coins again in this game. Look, we're on the third level, and you already have like well over 300 coins, and there's a lot of stuff you can buy, and stuff is reasonably priced in this game, and it's not all randomized too. Like in Ape Escape 2, if you needed something, you had to go for that like thing that's like a slot machine, and you might win something. You put like 10 coins in, you might win something. Most of the time you're gonna get a bunch of useless stuff that doesn't do anything for what you want, but that's not the case for this game. In this game, you can actually choose specifically what you want to buy, and the stun club we get with this Fantasy Knight, it's actually really powerful. It's just as powerful as like the magic punch from the first two games, which is good because, spoiler alert, there is no magic punch in this game. Magic punch is absent in this game, and when he uses the Fantasy Knight, if you may have noticed, there's it says free on the Fantasy Knight, a Roman numeral free. On the back of Kay's shirt, it says free on it. It's supposed to be his number from sports, because Kay's such a big sports fan, such a big avid sports player. They always wears a sports uniform on all the time, like 24/7 he wears. He probably sleeps in that. He's probably never taking it off. It's sports thing. And the free is also a reference to the fact that this is Ape Escape free, so I guess it's kind of fitting in that sense. So I'm going to use the Fantasy Knight again now that we're fully charged up again. Collecting those green things can really extend the amount of time you could keep your fantasy to stay morphed to the Fantasy Knight. Yeah, this is like the best. Look at that. Just hit the monkey once and now he's stuck out there. Like he's really badly stunned. And pretty much all the morphers in this game could capture monkeys. You saw it just right there. Look at that. Here's something that's obviously a reference. I think this looks like Beauty and the Beast or something like that. Only it's Beauty fighting the Beast, not falling in love with the Beast like what happened in the movie King Leo. Is that a reference to something? King Leo? I don't know, possibly. And then they deck the stage a lot of enemies and like these big luxurious stairs, and there we got embers, and there we go, all the monkeys. All the monkeys are required to catch us all, because it's not possible to get, it's for sure not possible to get all the monkeys in any of the levels of this game the first time you go around. At the end of the level, at the end of this game, we're gonna see why that is. So now we've defeated the first level, beat the first level, and now we're gonna come across something that was first introduced to us in Ape Escape 2. Bosses from the Freaky Monkey 5. Monkey White is the first boss of the game, and we're gonna fight him right now, very early in the game.
So, there are still some humans who haven't been affected yet. Here, try this!
Dragon!
You're supposed to be frightened. This dragon has rained fiery death upon many a valiant knight.
Well, he doesn't look that tough.
What? You dare to belittle my greatest creation? This will not do!
We're the ones who should be saying that. You fix everyone that you've hurt right now!
Ha! There's no way that's going to happen. I have orders to affect everyone in the whole world.
Orders? Ha! Orders from who?
From Spectre, of course. Who else?
Spectre?
Whoops. Oh, I forgot that it was against the rules to say his name. You little brat! This is all your fault!
You're the one who said it!
Shut up! Well, now that you know our secret, I'm afraid that I can't allow you to leave here. I was about to make a movie starring myself, but I guess that will have to wait. Change in scenario! Your time has come, brat!
So here's the easiest boss in any video game ever. Jumping Flash says it has the easiest bosses in any game ever. This game goes up to Jumping Flash and says, "Hold my beer," because I'm about to defeat all the... Because I'm about to defeat this boss easier than I've defeated any other boss in any other Jumping Flash game ever. You only have less than 30 seconds. If you keep flashing it like this, like the Fantasy Knight is like really ideal. Let's keep hitting him several times. If even trying to make an attempt to destroy it. Monkey White's that old, they probably didn't care anymore. He said he was going to be in some movie, but he probably doesn't really care about that either. But I bet his movie would have flopped. His movie would have sucked, probably. Whatever movie it was going to be. I don't even know what kind of movie it was. Like, what was it? Was it like an Andy Warhol movie? It's going to be 10 hours of Monkey White trying to do something and failing at it. So he destroyed one of the TV transmitters, which took out some of the Spectre TV stations. They're now off the air. And now Monkey White has been defeated and he's now been captured by us.
Just awesome.
Well, well. Things have become quite interesting, haven't they? Shall I go and say hello?
An exquisite idea. Very well, I shall go get ready. Please wait here for a bit.
So, again, Spectre is behind all of this. Who's Spectre?
That name sounds familiar.
You two don't know him? Spectre is an ultra-intelligent monkey that wants to rule over all mankind. Somewhat dangerous. He used to be one of the most popular monkeys at the Monkey Park. But he turned to evil when he put on a monkey helmet, and now he's become the boss of the evil monkeys.
I'm no mere boss. I'm their glorious leader. Obviously, you aren't fans of my show.
Spectre?
So you're the one behind all of this. Just what is it that you want?
I heard that someone dared to stand in my way, so I wanted to get a look at who it could be. I must say I'm quite relieved it's only you.
What? Why you? Surrender now while you still can. Yeah! Yeah!
You think you can capture me again? I won't make the same mistake as before. This time I've teamed up with this Hugh. And...
Do you mean me, Mr. Spectre?
That's right. I am human, yet the end of humanity. These monkeys have won me over. I am the ultimate scientist. I'm 28 years old, single. I'm 6'3", including hair. I'm 145 pounds, also including hair. My favorite color is turquoise, and I have an IQ of 1300. And they call me Dr. Tomoki. And don't you forget it.
What do you think you're doing? Just introduce yourself normally. Normally, cut the camera.
I thought it was an exquisite introduction.
Cut. Huh. Anyway, we have nothing to fear from you fools.
That's right!
It's Tomoki! How have you been? You always had a good head on your shoulders.
Hucky?
Huh?
Yes. Right. Well, Spectre, we can't waste the entire day talking to these people. We have work to do.
Huh? Oh, right. So anyway, relax and enjoy our show. Of course, if you insist on resisting us, we'll be glad to crush you like vermin. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Aki! Are you friends with that guy? Well, once, long ago. But never mind that now. We've got to capture Spectre.
Yep, so this game really does follow the formula of the first two games. We're introduced to Spectre and the main villain in this game. A few levels into the game, and he kind of tells us who he is. We get like the backstory of what he was before, gives us to us now rather than at the very absolute beginning of the game. This is Ray Phoenix signing out.